Aspen University, CJ100, Ethics and Law Enforcement. My name's Andre Rosedale. I'm the instructor for this course. This is Module 5, Question 1, which reads, you were the DA, the district attorney, and are prosecuting a burglary case. The defendant is willing to plead guilty in return for a sentence of probation, and you feel this is a fair punishment because your evidence may not support a conviction. The victims are upset because they want the offender to receive a longer prison sentence. They are adamant that you tried the case. What should you do? What are the ethical judgments, moral reasoning, and the ethical system which apply to this case? So I'm looking for your response from the textbook with a good APA submission. I'm looking for some opinion on your part and maybe a personal experience that you've seen or witnessed. In the state of Connecticut, prosecutors and judges are appointed positions. They're not elected ones, unlike other places in the country where your performance is based on, your performance has a lot to do with you being reelected into those positions. Oftentimes, prosecutors and judges are political appointments. During my first several years as a police officer, I could not understand why, when I received a disposition slip from the court, airtight cases were dismissed with not guilty findings. We get these little coupons that would come out in the dot matrix printer that would have like the charge, what the person pled, and what the response was. And a lot of times they would plead no contest and they get a not guilty finding, or they would plead not guilty and they would get a not guilty finding. These also included cases where, like I just said, no contest was pled. It was after my first really big case, a serial pedophile, that I found and investigated based on a call from a parent, that I was educated on how and why cases were pled out at such high levels. After finding out, much to the shock of myself and the victim's family and the victim that I had for the serial pedophile, the arrestee was going to plead out to only one count of sexual assault, which carried a minimum sentence of 10 months. I also learned that the state prosecutors in my state's court system like to keep their dockets clear, and that's why they pled him out at such a low response. Clear dockets show that prosecutors can manage their cases. Good case management means promotions to judgeships. Judgeships are the ultimate positions in the realm of criminal law in this state for the most part. There is a realization that being a victim of any crime is probably one of the most traumatic events in a person's life. I realized that just as a police officer and talking to some of my victims that I investigate their complaints. But for a prosecutor, a lot of times a court case is just another day in the office. Let me know if you've had any experiences with that or what you think, and I look forward to your question response.